15 years ago, I was a struggling wannabe writer. I couldn't get anything finished, let alone published. I'd start with a bang, struggle through the middle, and then kind of peter out somewhere before the end. I read every book, sat every course, took every program I could find at my local college. I did week-long writers' retreats. I got positive feedback from writing groups and editors and publishers and agents, but I couldn't finish a manuscript. Indecision and fear gripped me. Then I read a book that changed everything. Now I'm a full-time novelist. I've written over 20 novels. I've hit bestseller lists, and I've sold hundreds of thousands of copies of my books right across the globe. And I'm going to share the book that changed everything and my top 3 takeaways from it with you right now. I've started this YouTube channel with the tagline, Write Your Own Story, and that's twofold. One is literal. I want to help you to write your own story, whether you're struggling to begin or falling away through the process, if you're battling fear and anxiety about what friends and family and even fans might say, whether it's your first or your second or your 20th book. If you struggle to find the time, or you can't work out how to structure your story, how to write great dialogue or create epic characters, I want you to know that you're not alone. The other reason for calling it Write Your Own Story is figurative. It's about facing down your fears and getting the work done, whether that work is great art or starting a business, whether it's a side hustle or learning an instrument. It doesn't really matter. Whatever your passion is, I want to help you to write that story. But I'm also going to go on this journey with you. See, I've worked hard, I've had some success, and I've become a good writer. But I can be better, much better. So I'm going to not only bring my experience to this channel, but also delve into the work of the masters, the great writers, the bestsellers, and figure out what their secrets are, how they create great characters, epic dialogue, fantastic stories, so that you and I can become better writers together. And the first secret, the book that changed it all for me, it was this one, The War of Art by Steven Pressfield. If you're not familiar with this book, it's a classic. It delves into facing the fear associated with not just writing or even just art, but any great endeavor, and overcoming that fear. My top 3 takeaways from this book. 1, you're not alone. Are you freaked out by the blank page? You're not alone. Got so many commitments and struggle to find the time? You're not alone. Got writer's block? Consumed by fear of what friends or family or fans might say about your work? You're not alone. Pressfield helped me realize that I wasn't alone, that the anxieties that I was feeling about my work were perfectly natural. But more importantly, he gave me some tools to overcome those anxieties. It was helpful to know that I wasn't alone, and neither are you. 2, your enemy has a name, resistance. You ever find yourself scrolling Facebook hours on end instead of getting your work done? That's resistance. Standing in front of the refrigerator in your kitchen wondering how the hell you got there? That's resistance. Writer's block, anxiety, suddenly the washing needs to be done. Those are all resistance. It takes many forms and is relentless in its attack, but it can be defeated. And the greatest weapon you have is just turning up every day to do the work. See, the difference between a best-selling author and an unpublished writer isn't knowledge or talent or education, although all those things can be important. Now, the real difference is that the professional writer turned up every day. They overcame resistance and did the work. Pressfield taught me that the greatest challenge wasn't trying to figure out what I wanted to write, it was turning up every day to actually do the writing. 3, this is a war, not a battle. Wars are rarely won by singular bold strokes. They're won by inches. Pressfield taught me that this wasn't a war that I was going to win and then get to walk away from. I was going to have to fight it each and every day anew, because resistance was going to turn up each and every day. So you need to be prepared to take on the battle every day. Now, this might sound incredibly daunting, but actually it's incredibly positive. Resistance turning up every day is a sign that the work that you're doing is meaningful. See, resistance doesn't bother with the mediocre or trivial. Resistance is interested only in the work that truly means something to you. Pressfield gave me the tools to take that fight on every single day. And the greatest tool? Go back to point 2. Turn up and do the work. This book really did change things for me, and I highly recommend it. And if you've already got a copy on your bookshelf, I can't stress enough, it really is worth another read. I'll leave a link in the description for you. If any of this is useful, if you think coming on this journey will help you become a writer, or become a better writer, or become better at anything for that matter, then feel free to click the subscribe button. I'm not going to tell you to smash it or bash it or break your screen. Just give it a tap and we'll go on this journey together. You can defeat resistance. You can write your own story.